Underneath the calm surface of a suburban home, untold horrors can fester. Welcome to A Veil of Crime, where we lift the curtain on crimes that shattered lives and shook communities. Tonight, we revisit a story of innocence lost and justice delayed. This is the story of Dennis Jurgens. Dennis Craig Jurgens was born in December 1961 to Jerry Sherwood, a 17-year-old ward of the state, pressured into adoption and allowed only one final visit before he was taken away. He was placed with Lois and Harold Jurgens in 1962, and that adoption would cost Dennis his life. Lois Jurgens appeared to be the ideal adoptive mother, devout, middle-aged, and respected. But behind closed doors, she was harsh, controlling, and often very violent, especially towards Dennis. His spirited nature set him apart, making him the target of her wrath. Neighbors and relatives began to notice troubling signs: bruises on Dennis's body, black eyes hidden behind sunglasses, and even vomiting after meals. Court testimony later revealed horrific details. He was force-fed, beaten, burned, tied down, and even had clothespins clipped to him to discourage bedwetting. He lived in fear and in unimaginable pain. On Easter Sunday, April 11, 1965, Dennis was found dead at the age of 3. His injuries were extensive: internal bleeding, bruises, and burns. Yet the autopsy listed the cause of death as deferred, and Lois Jurgens was never charged. Dennis's adopted brother, Robert, was removed from the home, only to be returned later. Warnings were ignored. Jerry Sherwood, Dennis's birth mother, never stopped wondering what happened to her son. In the early 1980s, she tracked down his death certificate and saw the truth. Dennis hadn't died of natural causes. She pushed authorities to reopen the case. Her persistence eventually led to the 1986 investigation that finally uncovered what truly happened. Robert Jurgens, now grown, bravely testified in court. He recounted years of abuse and the terrifying day Dennis died. It was his testimony, along with Jerry's relentless search, that helped bring Lois Jurgens to justice. In 1987, she was convicted of third-degree murder, and she was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Dennis's death became a catalyst for change in Minnesota child protection laws. His case exposed failures in the foster and adoption systems, and the silence surrounding abuse in what people consider respectable homes. Thanks to Jerry and Robert, Dennis's story was no longer hidden. Dennis Jurgens was silenced at just 3 years old, but a mother's love would not be silent. Through pain, perseverance, and the testimony of a brother who bore witness, justice arrived, late but powerful. If this story stirred you, subscribe to A Veil of Crime. Let these stories not be forgotten.